What's going on, guys? My name is Luco, and this is going to be my first tutorial. I've had a couple of people saying, can you teach me how to do some basic editing and stuff like that. I'll just let you have a look at this this clip, or this edit that I made for my friend.
We can't live without it. Every day works towards...
Right, now that you've had a look at that, I'm just going to show you how to accomplish an edit, like just some basic syncing like that. There's so many tutorials out there that it's like everyone's like, oh, people have come back to me saying, oh, there's so many different tutorials, which one do I go for, which one's the best, I don't know which one's right. And I was like, when it comes to editing, you have your own style. They're just like different types of editing styles that you can choose from, that editors try and help you with. Mine is just another one, really. It's going to be slightly the same, but slightly different as well. Nothing major, but if you actually like this sort of editing syncing tutorial for sniping clips, I can then move on to trick shotting clips. Well, let's just get straight into this, right? So as you can see here, this is just the project file that I've done it with. I'm not going to go through all the color correction and everything like that, and the pan crop sort of stuff, transition. I'm not going to go through all that. But what I'm just going to do is, well, I've just made a new project, a new composition, and I've just synced up a few of the basic things on the beats here. So, well, if you're like starting very basic, what you do is you double click on here, drag whatever you want on here, and then what you do is you drag it down here. So you would go like that, drag it to the bottom there, and then that would make a composition like this. And then what you can then do is drag. What I did was I dragged the shot onto the composition, added RSMB to it, and a few maybe effects, and then I put it into here. So let's just see what this looks like for the minute. So yeah, I'll just let you listen to this quickly.
We can't live without it.
So I'm only going to do like maybe a shot or two. So what I do first is I first Control Alt T. I don't actually use Twixtor at all. I use timer mapping, as you can see there. What I did to get this timer map was Control Alt and T, and it's also, if you go to where is it? I haven't used this in a while. Go to time. If you go to layer time and then enable timer mapping, Control Alt T, like I've done there. It brings up this, and then what this is you can actually select the frame that you like, and then you can drag it left or right, or sync it up, or whatever, to however you like, really. So first we're going to mess about with this. So what I do is I go to, sorry if it's a bit blurry or anything, but yeah, I go to where the bullet comes out. So as you can see, there's a flash, sort of flash thing where the bullets come out, and then I just keyframe that, and I keep going along. So I do that first for each one, so I know like exactly where to go, and if there's like a big gap, like how it's going to go over the song and everything like that. So yeah, you just go to where the song is. Oh no, go to where the bullet comes out. And then what I do firstly, once I've done like a few of those, or all of them, I would then sync it up like that. And then say that I wanted to do a scope effect, I would go into the composition that I've made for this, and to do that you just double click on it, and then it opens up the composition. I've only added RSMB just for this tutorial. So and you could like add a mask, add some scope effects, maybe put something behind it, an overlay, or maybe anything like that. So yeah, I would go into that, and then I would, from here, right, this is where my technique comes into place. I would go to where he scopes just in, because possibly around there, maybe you could get a frame behind, or possibly not. Then what I would do is I would take that one, and then hold shift and click the next one, and then I would drag it up. This is just my technique as well. There's no wrong way to do an edit, okay? If it's your technique and you're perfectly happy with it, then just keep doing it like that. But I would just be wary if it comes out wrong, or not wrong, if it skips frames, for example, and stuff like that. And then I would drag that. Oh no, I'll drag the timer thingy. I don't know, I forgot what it's called. And then I would press for another keyframe. and then I would hold shift for these, and then say there was a row of them, I would just select all of them, so you're not like skipping frames. So make sure that you hold shift and select all of them, and then you can move all the keyframes forward. And then well, the point of this is if you wanna, it depends what type of song you're going for. This song's like quite fast paced and has quite a few beats. So what I would like to do is obviously make this slightly fast, or slightly faster than other edits. So obviously, so you've got the bullet comes out, and then beforehand I've put 2 frames forward and 2 frames behind. Obviously you can change that if you like. What you could then do, you could do this slightly differently. You could actually take out this middle one if you like, where the bullet comes out, and then you could highlight all of them, and then at the end press F9 on your keyboard, and then that would take you to, or that would actually just ease all of them, and then you can go into Graph Editor and then make it look smooth. I could possibly do another tutorial on that later on, if you enjoy this one, if you find this easy. This is just some of the basics, totally basic syncing. So yeah, after that I would find out where he, as you can see, obviously he reloads because it's a locus. So I would find out where he pulls it back, and then I would make a keyframe, and I would drag that out, but only slightly, as it's going to make well, actually I could do this. If I select where he's pulled back the cog thing for the new bullet, I can't think right now. It's like 10:30 at night, and yeah, I don't know why. But if I would, because it's skipping here sort of thing. This is just some of the basic stuff. Like, I didn't do this in the edit beforehand, but well, I'm gonna get a bit further in. But I'm just showing you here because this is it's just type of editing, and it's probably one of the easiest things you could do. So I'm just trying to, yeah. And then what you could then do from that, well, let's just have a look at that quickly.
We can't live without.
Right, that actually looks terrible, just because I haven't synced up the rest, but the first 2 bits I need to sync up a few more. So it's not going to look terrible at the very end, as you saw from the previous edit. So now we've got here, you can either skip to the next beat here, or you can stretch out all the way over to here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it out all the way over to there. So let's just bring it back. I know that you meant to press shift, well, click, or like hold down shift and then select all of them and move them back, but because I haven't actually got any like any keyframes behind this one, I don't really think I need to do it. So I'm going to keyframe that, and then I'm going to keyframe possibly like somewhere over here. Actually no, get rid of that. From there. Oh yeah, and if you hold shift, and then I made these, if you don't know what these are, they're just like little markers. What you can do with that is if there's a star key on your keyboard on the right hand side, or it's above the 8, and if you just listen to the beat, or if you double click L, and when you've highlighted the song, it comes up with these beats, and then whenever there's a beat like exactly here, it comes up, you just press the star key and make a marker, and then what you do then is you just hold shift, like so. Say that I put it here and I held shift, it will go straight to it like that. So it's like a magnet sort of thing. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go like that, just so it's like a little skip sort of thing. And then you go to where the scope is again. Let's just put it about there. something like that, and then let's take that and put that 2 frames behind. Let's get that. This is like some of the basic. Sometimes it can look ugly, but that's why you can use Twixtor as well, which I will go into if you enjoy this. So for the next one, I could possibly do a syncing tutorial for feeding using Twixtor, or possibly a trick shot using Twixtor or anything like that. Or maybe how you can combine Twixtor and time remap, and possibly another way to sync in one clip, so you could have like 3 different types of syncing in one clip if you'd like to see that. This just makes it look slightly smoother. It doesn't really do much, but if you just select all of them like I have, highlighted them all, and then control and click them, and then it makes it look slightly smoother, only slightly. But it's just saying, like, this is some of the basic stuff. Again,
We can't live without it. We can't live without it.
As you can see, that's a very, very jumpy. It's not the exact same as my tutorial. Like, no, it's not exactly the same as the edit I done beforehand. It's just because I spent a little bit more time on that. But obviously, this is some of the basic stuff, like I told you. But I'm just speeding through this, so obviously I would correct it. Possibly do a slightly different approach of time mapping, or approach of Twixtor, or something like that. But I really do hope this has helped you out at all. So I'm just going to recap quickly. So you would highlight all of these whenever the bullet comes out, and then you would sync it up, and then you would put where the scope is to make it the scope like a fast effect. Some people only have it for like a frame, something like that. I think I've got it like for 5 frames, or it just depends on the song and everything like that. So and then with like effects as well coming into place, and then you've got cannon crop, stuff like that. It would look a lot better, as you can see from the edit. So thank you for all watching. I'll just play the edit for Chew, the OC that I made, one more time so you can have a look at it, and I'll see you all later. Thank you.